Hey guys, welcome in. It's MonkieMar. Before we get into this video, please make sure you click the like, the subscribe, and the bell for notifications. Hey guys, welcome in. Let's get into part 3 of Dylan Rounds. We are going to be going live either tonight or tomorrow night, and we are going to go over a few documents and discuss where Kaz and I are at in this case. But there have been 3 arrests in the Dylan Rounds case, so I am going to get into that. And at the end, I am going to touch on a cease and desist letter. And then I am going to tell you my thoughts. And with that, guys, let's get into it. Let's get into this first article before these arrests went down with Aviles and Chase Venstra. Troubling clues, major update in case of missing teen farmer Dylan Rounds after officials issue warning over his mysterious disappearance. Now, this article was out on June 24th, but it seems to me that things started to really hit the fans with the arrest after the update. Well, actually, after the warning. So I'm just going to go ahead and get into the part which says right here, this is all we need to touch on, and we'll touch on it more in the live, but it says, his family suspects a foul play, which investigators haven't ruled out as tips, and a large-scale search have produced no clues as to where he is. If somebody is involved with Dylan's disappearance, they need to know we are not going to go away, said Chief Deputy Cade Palmer of the Box Elder County Sheriff's Office. If this takes months, if this takes years, we'll keep knocking on doors. To add to the mystery, Rounds' boots were found by police yards from his grain truck in the opposite direction of his RV camper in Lucin. So let's make sure that we all know that the boots were found away from the grain truck area to where Dylan parked his grain truck. We also know that on that property, or right across the dirt road, is where Robert, aka Eddie Aviles, was arrested off the property. That was the arrest that the mob squad, Monsters Under Our Bed, showed when the FBI pulled up and they were digging holes and looking around things on that property. Goes on to say the boots had a spot of blood on them, which his mother Candace Cooley found odd. We are also going to go over the video tonight with him on the hoverboard that supposedly you can actually see a dirty spot on the boots. At that point, it should have been treated as foul play, she told News Nation. You just don't see someone's boots in the desert that's missing. A spokesperson for the FBI confirmed that they are working with Box Elder County deputies in the investigation. Box Elder County is the Utah side. Elko County is the Nevada side. But some people are not going to agree with what I have to say. But I will say, at this point in Kaz and I's investigation, and the locals and everyone that we have spoken to, I do not feel that the Wadsworth had anything to do with Dylan Rounds going missing. But guys, that is my opinion. You don't have to agree, but that's what I think. So I started digging into Chase Venstra's past to see what kind of things he has been arrested for and what his former charges were, and we'll go over his charges and everything tonight. And then I thought to myself, man with 5 warrants prompts a SWAT situation in Clinton. This was actually back in 2016, but this is going to give you an idea a little bit about who Chase Venstra is. And there's plenty of articles. He's got a rap sheet. He is definitely a creeper, and I'll tell you, his buddy Eddie Viales is a creeper as well. So let's go ahead and listen to this video.
Dave, you can see what this house looks like now. It took a beating earlier as police probed every inch to find this guy who was wanted on a handful of warrants, and the people who live next door toughed it out inside through the whole thing.
I looked outside, saw all the cops. Pretty scary.
The hours had to feel like eons. Police surrounding a house and a man inside refusing to come out. The quiet was unnerving.
Just not knowing, waiting, I guess, to hear what was going to happen, if there was going to be a gunfire.
Neither Daria Holst nor police knew which way this was going to go.
You don't know if the individual is hiding and just kind of waiting to ambush you.
Detectives say it all started when a sheriff's deputy recognized this man, 34-year-old Chase Montgomery Venstra. He was wanted on no bail warrants for charges like assault, domestic violence, and stalking.
He seen him and ran in this house, and he refused to come out. He made the statement that he wouldn't go back to jail.
And fears grew over what was spotted inside.
There was guns and ammunition, what looked like a couple of grenades that's just kind of strewn out to where somebody was in a hurry, maybe trying to grab something.
So police took a more measured approach. About 10 hours into the op, signs of life in the attic.
All of a sudden, the insulation started to fall down a little bit. On the radio, you could hear the guys going, he's running over toward the kitchen, he's coming back. And I'm thinking, maybe the guy's really talented, because if I tried that, I'd slip and go right through the sheetrock.
Soon after, Venstra was in police custody. Neighbors say the homeowner didn't know his renter was wanted.
He thought he was a great guy, living with his son and helping him out with rent.
In the end, a peaceful resolution and a sigh of relief from neighbors who are thankful to police.
They were here right away, very quickly, and kept the neighborhood safe, and I'm grateful for that.
Police now say they believe the grenades that were found were inert. They're thankful this all ended relatively peacefully, but they say they wish this guy had simply surrendered in the first place. Back to you.
What a day. Andrew Adams in Clinton, Utah tonight. Thanks, Andrew. Dean?
Like I said earlier, in the next live, we will go over their past criminal history, and then we will go over why they sit in jail today. I heard on another, we'll get into that in the next part on James Brenner, but this is Robert Aviles, aka Bobby Aviles. He was the one that was arrested near the land where Dylan parks his grain truck, and we will go over those in the maps. So this is from 2007, I know, but I just want to show you how far back these two creepers that I can find go as far as being bad. I am just going to read this little part. Robert Viales, 24 at the time, reportedly gained access to a master key after he broke into a hotel office and locked a box where the key was kept. Aviles had successfully used the key to enter rooms at least 2 other times earlier in the week. According to Zorns and Elko Police Department Captain Aaron Hughes, specific information about the number of break-ins and when they occurred is not yet available. Aviles was caught Thursday when he had allegedly tried to enter a room occupied by a guest who called security. Hughes said security officers were able to corner him until police arrived. He was arrested on charges of 3 counts of burglary, 3 counts of possession of stolen property, and attempted burglary. Bail was set at $24,764. The police department will investigate whether Aviles is connected to any other area break-ins, Hughes said. So let's remember what the bar owner Ellen said. She said that he showed up in Montello about a year ago with his mother, and both of them are just bad news. Bobby and Chase used to run together. And from the rumor, his mother was on that land where Bobby was arrested, and now she's hiding out on another farm in the area because she claims that she is scared. I don't know if I believe that, because herself, she's got a little background, but we're not even going to get into her background because she's not who I've got my eyes on. So let's get into the third man that was arrested. I'm going to give my thoughts, and we will wrap up this video. The last article, details in disappearance of Dylan Rounds. An FBI affidavit gives more details surrounding disappearance of 19-year-old Dylan Rounds. Rounds became a farmer in Box Elder County, Utah, but hasn't been seen since late May. Federal prosecutors just charged Rounds' neighbor, 59-year-old James Brenner, for illegally having guns. They did not list Brenner as a person of interest in the case, but noted him asking a friend to hide his guns. We all know from the affidavit that we are going to go over in the live that the initials are D8. I am not going to say his last name. I do know it, but I am convinced that that is Don. I mean, do I think that Don has anything to do with Dylan going missing? And no. When asked why Brenner told that friend it was for his own safety, and the last time he had trouble with the law, they took everything from him, and he did not want the things he had left to be taken again. Brenner is a convicted felon and cannot have a gun. We'll go over his past as well in the live. The last thing Rounds told his family was that he was putting the grain truck in a shelter. According to the official complaint, the shelter for the grain truck is on a parcel of land where Brenner's trailer is. So we know where that land is. We know that land is it's just okay. Let me tell you guys my thoughts. So let's go over these three individuals that are now in custody. Do I feel like James A. Brenner might have had something to do, or there's a gun missing, or that Don took a gun that he was hiding? That I don't know. I do not know what his relationship with Chase was, but James A. Brenner, 58, he's being held at Box Elder County Sheriff's Office. That is where Robert Aviles is. In custody, record details, non-Hispanic, date of birth 263 December, custody status date in June 20th. So he was arrested on the 20th, 11 days ago. So that is his deal. He does not have a picture. Let's jump over to Robert Lance Aviles, 38, aka Bobby Aviles, the hotel snatcher. He's at Box Elder County's Sheriff's Office, hanging out with good old Jimbo. They were living on the same property because they just said in the article that Jim was arrested where Dylan parked his grain truck, and we all know that Bobby Aviles was a squatter also on the property or across the dirt road where Dylan kept his grain truck. So then we come into Chase Montgomery Venstra, 41. He's at Davis County Sheriff's Office. In custody, record details. He was arrested on June 4th, 10:40 p.m., and his birthday is May 25th, 1981. I have a feeling that they're looking for video cams, CCTV footage in Park Valley to see on anything if what he looked like the day that he asked his father for the ride, or his father came and got him. I am not too sure of all of that. So we searched the court calendars. Robert Aviles has nothing coming up in 30 days, but we'll go over all of that in the live. Then we have the court calendar for Chase Venstra. He is in court on 8:59 a.m. on 7/8/22, 7 days from now. He is being held on a fugitive from justice warrant of arrest. So he obviously probably has an out-of-county warrant. And so we'll go over all of that. Kaz and I added it to the Google Calendar. So hopefully we find out what that is all about and we do not miss it. Me personally, I do not think the Wadsworth had anything to do with Dylan's disappearance. You have to remember, the local who's lived there for years that was on the show said there are 44 people in Lucin. There are 54 people on the census living in Montello, Nevada. There are not 75 sex offenders in the city of Montello. I think there are 3 or 4. That is how many sex offenders are actually in Elko County. What the Wadsworth brothers have going on as far as are they selling meth or doing this or doing that, I don't know. I don't care. I do not think that Dylan was doing meth. I do not think that Dylan was involved in meth labs and protecting underground bunkers. I think he was into his farm. I think he was farming hard, and I think that's what he wanted to do. Considering a 90-something people in the middle of the desert, and Montello being the place that has a restaurant, a gas station, ice, food, you're going to meet the locals. You're going to hang out with people that you can get along with. Do I think that Dylan and Kurt were having a relationship? I don't know. Do I care? Probably not. But I want to see proof. I want to see facts. If they were having a relationship, then there has to be documentation. And until I see documentation to tell me that Dylan was having a relationship with Kurt, I am not just going to go with the rumor. As far as the ICE sign underneath the sign, I'm going to touch on that. They are probably the only place within a matter of 40 miles, 50 miles that sells ice. So them having an ICE sign letting you know they sell ice, is that a code for them selling meth? I don't know, but I kind of think that's a little bit reaching, but that is my opinion. I also heard that a cease and desist letter went out to Jim, the PI from Candace Cooley. So we'll talk about that in the live as well, and we will see where that goes. But those are my thoughts. I think that Chase and his friend Billy Boy did something to Dylan. Now, we have to remember, Dylan's mother said that Dylan was buying the land that he kept his crane truck on. So we've got Bobby on the land squatting. We've got James Brenner on the land squatting. Dylan in the process of buying that land. Those two are complete thieves, probably on meth themselves to feed their meth addiction, my opinion. And I think the answer to where Dylan Rounds lies is with those two knuckleheads. And the fact that they arrested this man on a gun warrant, I think they are just going to arrest everyone they can to see if somebody is going to say something or switch up and snitch out the other. But those are my thoughts, guys, and I want to hear what you guys think, and we will discuss all of this in the next live. But that is it for this video. It's a wrap. I want to thank you all for coming in, and have a great day. Stay vigilant, guys, and keep your babies safe. I am out.